Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In the previous video we have discussed about the introduction of the Python. We have given introduction of the Python and discussed the character sets supported by the Python. In this video we are going to discuss the tokens or the lexical unit. What is the token or lexical unit? The tokens or the lexical unit are the most fundamental unit or the building block of Python program. How can you understand this? In order to build a wall, we need the adhesive which is known as cement and some bricks. So building a wall, the building block of a wall is brick and cement. Similarly, whenever we have to write the program in Python, there are certain components which are used to create the program. Means when we collect this component, they form a complete program, and these building blocks or components are known as tokens or lexical unit. Under this there are 5 components. Number 1 keyword, number 2 literals, number 3 identifier, number 4 operator, and number 5 punctuator. Let me open my notepad so that I can keep writing these things. So what we are discussing today, we are discussing tokens. They are also known as lexical unit. I may be wrong with this word lexical, but I hope this is the correct one, lexical unit. What I have told about tokens or lexical unit, I have told that these are the building blocks of a Python program. Okay, let me increase the font so that the visibility increases. Okay, lexical unit or the tokens, these are the building blocks of Python program. It's my bad. Python program. What do I mean by this, that they are the building block? I told that if we deassemble a program into individual component, we will find that every unit or every component which has been used in the program is nothing but a token or lexical unit. There are 5 tokens or lexical units. What are they? Let the keywords be at the first place, then comes the literals, then comes the identifiers, then comes the operators, and lastly comes the punctuators. Okay, let's start with the very first, that is keywords. So what is a keyword? In the previous video I have told that whenever we start learning a language, first thing we are introduced to is the character set supported by that language. Like if we are studying English language, we are first introduced with the alphabets A, B, C, D, A to Z, and then after the knowledge of character set, we start forming the words. In the same way, what are the words? All those words which do have a predefined meaning in that particular language. Similarly, our English language also do have a predefined set of words. We all know about dictionaries where we can find all the words which are supported. We do have Oxford Dictionary where we can find all the valid words which are being supported by that particular language, English language. Similarly, in Python also there are predefined set of words which do have a predefined role or a predefined meaning in the context of Python language programming. Those words which do have a predefined meaning for the Python programming are also known as keywords. Are known as keywords. There are lots of words, so we cannot memorize it. In Python, although we don't have that long list, but it has also a set of words, but we don't have to memorize it. When we will go through the various topics and programs, we will keep knowing all these keywords one by one and their role and their use, and we will keep on learning new keywords with programs. So you don't have to memorize it, you will definitely be going to remember all the keywords as you are going to use them. Let me just give some examples. Let me give some example. For is a keyword, while is a keyword, similarly break is a keyword, continue is a keyword, if is a keyword, and there are lots of keywords. So these are just few examples. So the next token is literals. A literal has a very simple definition. A literal is nothing but a value, or what we call data. So what we are going under literals, we are going to discuss about those values which are supported by Python, or those values which are understood by the Python programming. So literals are nothing but the values or data supported by the Python programming language. If you talk about data, what is a data? It's a small piece of information like name of a person, John, or age of a person, say 28, or the subject studied by a student, for example English, Hindi. All these are data. Marks scored by a student in a particular test, say 78, 80, 90. All these values are nothing but data, and the official word which is used in Python for these values or data is known as literal. But if you look upon these data, the data, let me show you some data. Let me start with a very simple 1000. What is this 1000? This 1000 is nothing but a number. So if I write one more number, 500. So these are the numbers. Basically these are non-decimal numbers which are known as integers. So integer type or integer literal include all the non-decimal number, and it include negative as well as positive. So all negative, 0 and positive non-decimal numbers are known as integer literal. Let's take some example of decimal numbers like 7.5, 12.7. So these values are decimal values and they are known as float literal. So in Python all the decimal values are known as float. So float in literal include all the negative decimal numbers, 0 and positive decimal numbers. So till now we have covered two types of literal which is accepted by Python is integer and float. Integer are non-decimal numbers, whereas the float literals are the decimal numbers which include both positive and negative numbers. Okay. Similarly, in the integer also we can have negative numbers as well as positive numbers. Let's talk about the third type of literal. If I talk about the third type of literal, what is the third literal? Which is known as text. Text values, the name of a person, address of a person, all these values are text values. Now, if I talk about the text value in Python, how do we represent a text value in Python? Please remember, whenever we write a text value in Python, the value has to be written in single, double or triple quote, and all the text value in Python are officially known as string literals. Please remember, the text values are known as string literal. Okay, let's take some example. As I said, the text literals are written in single, double or triple quote. Let's start. John, John, accepted. Let's have John. Very well. Let's have a triple quote. Now the triple quote can be triple single quote or triple double quote. Let's take both the example. John, close the single triple quote, and let's take an example of double triple quote. So what are the text literal? Anything enclosed within single, double or triple quote are known as text literal. Now let me show you one more example. If I add two numbers, see the addition is done. But if the same literal is enclosed within single quote, it becomes a text literal. So if you check, the first literal is enclosed, although it's digit, but it's enclosed in single quote. So now it will be treated as text literal, not as number or integer. So string literal, any value which is enclosed in single, double or triple quote, it can be alphabet, it can even be digits, and it can even be special character. I can even write special character inside. You can check this. I can even write special character in string literal. Okay, so if a digit has been enclosed in single, double, even double is also a string literal. So even if I enclose a value in double quote, it will be treated as, look, it's still not adding the values. So what happens if I take two string literals and try to add them? If you see, when I try to add two string literals, the addition actually is not the numerical addition, but it's simple concatenation or joining of the two texts together. It has joined the first text and the second text and form a longer text which include all the character of first and second text. Let's take one more example. If I say John plus Miller, see, when I again joined the two, I added two different string literal, first containing John and second containing Miller. It joined both the text into a single text. So this operator, which is basically joining the two, the addition operator, which is when used with numbers, it is used to add the number, but when the same addition is used with string literal, it simply joins them together and form a longer text. So now the point is, why are we having these three different ways of representing a text literal, that is single quote, double quote as well as triple quote? So there is a reason behind this. What is the reason? Say, take an example when I have to include a single quote within the text. Till now I am using single quote to enclose the text literal or string, but if I have to include that single quote within the text, then what's happened? Let's check. I have started my text with single quote, John's, I have to write John's, and then I am closing the string. So what I have done is I have closed the string with single quote, and within the text I am using a single quote as a part of value. Look, it's complaining because it's saying unterminated string literal. It basically, the Python is interpreting it as it has started from here and John string has terminated here, but this string has not been started or not properly terminated. So that is why it's giving you the error message. Same situation will arise if I have to include a double quote inside a text which is enclosed by double quote. Let's take John and Alex, and then I close the. What I tried to do is I wanted a value where two names are contained with a double quote in between them. So what will happen? Again, the interpreter is wrongly interpreting the text because it thinks that the first text has ended and this text has not been properly terminated, because it has not started and terminated, it has lack of double quotes. So how can I solve this situation? The situation could be easily solved by creating a string. Say, when I have to include a single quote as a value within the text, I will enclose the text within double quote, and vice versa. If I have to include a double quote in the text, then I will enclose that text in single quote. Let's take this. John, and then I have used single quote, and then I am closing the text. So here that single quotation, which is the part of the value, will be happily accepted by Python, and this time there will be no interpretation problem. Look, John has been successfully, the value John's has been successfully accepted. Same situation when I have to use a double quote within the text, I can enclose it in like John double quote Alex single quote. Look, again the value has been accepted easily, because here the boundaries are determined by single quote, whereas double quote is the part of the text. Similarly, in the previous one, the boundaries were determined by the double quote, whereas single quote is the part of the value. So we have now, it's clear to us that why Python has given us single and double quote, so that this situation could be resolved. Now the question is, why are we using the triple quote, or what is the purpose of using triple quote for representing text literal? Let's take an example. Just imagine if you have to take multi-line text, or a text which is expanding or covering multiple lines. So let's take John, and now if I try to change the line to add more value, it has stopped and it is thinking that we have wrongly terminated the text. Let's try it again with single quote John, and now I want to go to the next line. Again it has terminated it, and error message has been displayed thinking that we have terminated the text inappropriately. So whenever we have to take multiple line text, triple quote or single triple quotes are used. Let's take an example. Say I have taken triple quote, then I started John, change the line. Look, this time the string has not terminated. Alex, again change the line. Okay, then Parker, and now I am going to close the string with triple quote, and let's press. Now look, this time there is no error message when I am trying to input a multi-line text by using triple quote, and it has happily accepted the value. Let's take the example of double triple quote. So let's take 3 John and Alex and Parker. So this time we are using triple quote. So look, this time also it has happily accepted. So now it's clear to us that single triple quote and double triple quotes are used to basically for accepting a multi-line text or multi-line strings. But if you observe this, you will find that whenever we are entering a multi-line text, there are some characters being added in between these names. If you see after John, and these characters has been added wherever we have changed the line. For example, John, after John we have changed the line, so after John there is a character being added. Similarly, when I change the line after Alex, the character has been added after Alex. Similarly, in the second example also, the same kind of character has been added at both the places where we have changed the line, that is after John and after Alex. So what is this? Actually, these are special characters known as escape sequence, and a separate video will be made for these characters, that is escape sequence. In next video I will be going to discuss this. For time being, please remember these characters /n is basically used to represent the line change. So wherever they have to represent that line has changed from here, for example after John the line has changed, so in order to represent that, Python has added /n. And similarly after Alex also, when it was printing the value, it has to say that after Alex also line will change, and that's why /n has been added. So /n is an example of line change, and these type of characters are known as escape sequence. There are further more escape sequences like /t, which represent a horizontal tab between the value. Let's take this also, John tab Parker. Look, this time when I press this tab in between John and Parker, it has changed that tab into /t. So /t basically represent a horizontal tab between two string values. Okay, so now we have completed 3 different types of literals. First was integer, second was float, third is text and string literal. In text and string literal we came to know that there are three different way of representing the text: single, double and triple quote. Single and double quotes are basically used because if I have to include a single quote inside the text value, I will enclose it in double quote, and vice versa. And triple quotes are used whenever we have to represent a multi-line text. Whenever we have to accept a multi-line text, then triple quotes are used. Now we'll talk about the last two literals, which is Boolean and none. So what is Boolean? Actually, Boolean basically is a data which has a set of two values. One is true and other is false. So whenever we have to represent a situation where the output is going to either be correct or incorrect, true or false, in that case the value is represented through these type of literal known as Boolean. Say John gave a statement that it's raining outside, so either the statement will be correct or the statement will be incorrect. If it's raining outside, the statement is true, otherwise the statement is false. Basically, these literals are the output of a special kind of instruction which are known as conditional instruction. If you haven't seen my video where I have posted the list of content which I am going to cover under basic Python and advanced Python, please go and check that video. Under that video, under the basic Python titles, I have given a separate title known as conditional statement. So these values, Boolean values, are going to be discussed in detail in that particular lecture, where we are going to discuss the conditional statement, where all the conditional statement gives an output as either true or false. Now let's check this value also. If I write true, please check. As soon as I write true, it is saying that it's wrong, something, it's not accepting it. Because if you notice it, when I write true and false, the first alphabet of both these keywords were capital. Please remember, the Boolean value true and false always start with a capital letter, otherwise Python won't be able to recognize. Please check. This time when I have used the T as capital in true, it has accepted it, and similarly if I write false with small f, won't be accepted, but if I write it with capital, it's happily accepted. So these two, true and false, are Boolean literal, which we are going to discuss in conditional statement in depth. Now let's talk about the last one, the last literal, which is known as none. What is this none? This is a special literal which is used to represent those situations when we are supposed to provide a value, but the value has been not decided yet. So we want to say that till now there is no value present at this. I am just saying that I will be providing the value, but till now the value is not decided. So what can I do? In those situations, I can write none. So none is a representation of a blank value. So if I write none, see, nothing is the output. So none, please remember, none is a special literal which are used in those situations where we want to use a blank value. We can apply this none. And please remember, the N alphabet, the first N alphabet of none should also be capital. If I write in small, this will also not accepted by Python. So the none literal is always starting with capital alphabet. So these are the literals which are used in Python. What are the various literals which we have discussed today? We have discussed integer, which include all the non-decimal number, positive, negative, 0. Float are decimal literals, decimal values, negative, positive, 0. Text are all the values which are enclosed in single, double or triple quote. And please remember, even digit and special characters are used in text or string literal. Then we discuss Boolean literal, which include only two values, true or false, where first alphabet T and F are capital. And the last one is a special literal known as none, which is used to represent an empty value. I hope this is clear to everyone. And in the very next lecture, we are going to discuss the rest of the tokens, which are identifier, operator and punctuator. Keep watching, keep supporting. Thank you very much. And let's meet in the very next lecture. Thank you.